How to get business credit cards with 0% interest for 6 to 18 months and up to $150,000 plus while building your business credit profile all together with and without your SSN, personal guarantees, and so much more I'll be jumping into in this video. My name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business loan broker expert and who's also been able to help a lot of businesses get the right type of business credit lines, and all types of loans of all different types of services with the best lenders, underwriters, and network. So let's jump right into things. I have other tabs open where I'll be going into some of these business credit cards you can get access to, even if you don't have a business set up. Although having that will improve your chances of getting higher limits to start with. And we also have to factor in what you're doing on your personal side. And how about the PG, no PG, SSN, no SSN, EIN rather. So I'm going to be going into some of that. What are the circumstances and how to build into it? So over here, I have a few tabs open. Let me start off with this one here. Very commonly and a very popular one that I enjoy, one that I believe is amongst the best out there, is the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. Now, I'll go through a few of them with 0% interest for between 6 to 18 months and get into some of those details. But with one like this, you can expect about 12 months, perhaps up to 50, if not up to 100,000. And how you build into those credit limits is by looking at your personal credit side, but also over time, increasing your limits underneath your business and how it's operating and its revenue, how much you're keeping into your business checking account per month, having over 10,000 to start with. If you have no existing amount of revenue coming in consistently, how you have deposits into that business checking account will really help you maximize your funding. So let's go through this one first, and then we will go in through some of the other ones. So you have earned $900 bonus cashback, our best offer ever, after you spend $6,000 on purchases in the first 3 months after account opening. Now, keep in mind, as we go through this, down below in the description, I'll leave more information as well as a program that I believe is best, having a systematic approach to getting access to not only just the business credit cards, but actually going in and getting vendor credit and these credit lines that you can pull out, basically liquidate into cash, and then you can use it for several investments. As a real estate investor, this may be something you are familiar with or you're looking to get into, or you just haven't heard of it, but it's a great way to fund those properties, those fix and flips, bridge loans. That's how you can use it as short-term investments, longer-term investments, and for all types of industries. If you're not taking advantage of this and you haven't gone into that free video series for business credit building on top of it, look down below. I'll leave more information. So right here, no annual fee, rewards designed for your business. You get unlimited 1.5% cash back, and that's an advantage, a huge one, on every business purchase with no limits to the amount you can earn. And I know I can go through some numbers, but we're going to leave it as it is for now. Over here, you get flexible redemption options, redeem rewards for cash back, gift cards, travel, and more through Chase Unlimited Rewards. Your cashback rewards don't expire as long as your account is stayed open. Employee cards, earn rewards faster with employee cards at no additional cost to you. When your employees purchase, your business earns cash back. Now let's explore the benefits for your business. This is the part that you would want to hear. The intro APR, that's 0% intro APR on purchases for the first 12 months. After that, variable APR of 16.24%. And you're seeing a lot of variable, especially when I'm working with a lot of clients who are looking for a business loan, like SBA loans, primarily speaking, how those are variable. Not all the time will you get them fixed because of the market changes, inflation, this impending even deeper recession, and so much more. So there needs to be an adjustment if necessary on your rates and a few other things to look at. But what I always tell every business owner is, regardless if you're using a personal credit card, you're leveraging your personal credit to get business credit because that's how you want to do it. And that's how a lot of people end up having to do it in the very beginning too. that you're using your personal credit, and I'll get into some of those factors and then the limits, but know what you're getting yourself into. Do not just take on a 0% interest for 6 to 18 month credit card and you're saying, well, great, I'm going to make all of these purchases, but you don't understand the plans of it. What's your return on your investment, if any, on it? What are you using it for? Are you consolidating anything? Are you trying to pay off any other debt? What are you looking at doing with this that you're using for the business credit card for? And multiple ones, if that, because once you start adding multiple cards into the mix, keeping track of them can be not quote unquote a hassle, but it can take up more energy and time. And you have to make sure you have a system for when you use these cards, what return on that investment will it look like? So regardless if it's a business credit card, a business loan in advance, take that money, use it for growth and expansion if necessary, use it for other reasons, but know when to get in and when to get out. Use them only when it is going to be of best interest. You can pay it back and you know you have the funds to do it. Otherwise, you're just taking on bad debt. You want good debt, not bad debt. So a lot of people don't use it correctly. Now, again, like I said, 16.24% to 22.24%. Account management, easily track expenses and maintain record for track reporting and other business needs. Integrate your Chase Inc. credit card with bookkeeping software to simplify accounting. I'd show you mine, but I don't have my wallet's not around here. So I have been with Chase for quite some time, and I'm very appreciative and grateful for what they do and how much you can leverage using them. And I'll go into some of the circumstances where you may not be able to apply with them if you recently did something. So stick with me. No annual fee. Enjoy all of the benefits of Inc. Business Unlimited without having to pay a fee each year. So that's a great part about it. Built-in protection for your business, fraud protection, zero liability protection, extended warranty protection. You also get auto rental collision damage waivers. Purchase protection covers your new purchases for 120 days against damage or theft up to $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per account. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what does, because put things on credit instead of always using your debit. And how often do you use the two, and why are you using them? These are the things you got to ask yourself. And you have to know, hey, cash versus credit, which one is king? A lot of the times we can say credit is, because of the flexibility and how you're able to use it. And what happens if something gets stolen or you have to recover the cost of something? Think about all these things, but it's only the user who does it correctly. And yes, you can get it as an authorized user, as a guarantor, a part of these credit lines, that's 0% for 6 to 18 months. And I'll get into an article here soon, or a post that I created. So travel and emergency assistance services, roadside dispatch, you get so many benefits. So you don't have to worry about whether you are covered or not, whether you are prepared or not. You're not having to scramble last second. Oh, something got taken away, or something discrepancy is showing here on my personal credit. Well, look, I have business credit here that I can leverage, and I can utilize more than I could on my personal side. And I'm over leveraged here. I can't even go and apply for these SBA loans, but because you built your business credits, you have your corporation, your S Corp, C Corp, LLC, individual, and there's different services for everything. That'll help you get approved for more funding. And I'm going to jump into having your business established and then applying for a business credit card. But in terms of your structure, but you don't have to necessarily have a business per se to get approved for one of these, since you can leverage your personal credit. I'll get into some of the scores here, but you're looking again at the Chase Inc. Unlimited Cashback. We also have a few more, but let me come up here really quickly. Okay. Now, this is a bit of a different one. Doesn't work exactly the way you see with the other one, but this is the Business Premier. I just want to quickly run down some of these and then transition over to a few other business credit cards, just so you have a better idea. But earn 2.5% cash back, that's an advantage. But we're focused on this video at 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. You got to see just one recently right here. So we'll quickly glance at this. And then unlimited 1.5% cash back. Enter your monthly spend dollar amount, what you could earn in your first year, and your one-time $900 bonus. And then comparing cards, you can see that on the site. And you can even see this if you have a business checking account. If you were to log in there and you were to see other things, you can be shown like what could you potentially qualify for. And then investigate and do your research a little bit more into this. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My comments are open down below. Feel free, and I will leave more in the description, my email, but also a questionnaire form. If you're looking to get business funding, like a business loan, and perhaps you follow me for some time on that, then look down below. One of the very first links, it should be a questionnaire. Go in there, fill it out. It'll describe and explain to you why I do it the way I do, or more so what to expect. And then I will evaluate, analyze your responses, and give you a proper response back via email. And then I can add this on top of that and even more on business credit building and so much more. So you see that there. We come up here. You see the Inc. business cash. After you spend $6,000 on purchases in the first 3 months after account opening, you see they'll earn 5% cash back on the first $25,000 that you spend in combined purchases each account. Earn 2% cash back on the $25,000 spent in combined purchases on each account anniversary year, and then earn 1% cash back right there on all purchases, flexible redemption options, employee cards. That's a huge part. Here we go into the intro APR at 0% interest for on all purchases for the first 12 months, similar to the one we saw lastly. After that, variable APR of 6.24% to 22.24%. So realistically, what can you get without of these two? So there are a few circumstances we have to look at. Each individual is different. Your personal credit is different. You may already have a business that's running and you have a business checking account. How much money do you keep and stored in your business checking account per month? Because that's also a huge indication on cash flow and a few other circumstances. So you can leverage your personal credit. A lot of these, they will want to see about a 660, but more so in the 700s for a lot of the Chase Inc. cards. You'll see an approval, if not a 740 and above, but to get the best. But a 660 can realistically work. That's what we can shoot for. Some other ones look at a 650, but 660 and above, better that you're in the 700 ranges. 740 and above, very great to excellent. It's going to not only maximize the amount that you can get, but the approval odds just increase significantly. And if you have a business that's already structured correctly, like you started off with making sure you have the name of your business, the domain name, business address, business phone number, you have your articles of incorporation set up, you're registered with, you got the EIN from the IRS, and a few other components, you got your LLC established. That's something great, not always necessary, but if you have that, that will definitely go a long ways, especially when you're building your business credit. That's something that they will want to see a lot of the times. So make sure you have those components, and you can leverage your personal credit to get access to these. And a lot of the times what you have on your personal credit, like what your limits are there, your highest limit amount, is what you can always expect to see. It's some other circumstances where it's different, but a lot of the times you can expect to see that. So if you have a limit over here of 8,000, perhaps over here you're going to get around 7,000 to 8,000, perhaps a boost and double, depending on how your business is performing. So when they see all of these things, that you're working on your business and that you're establishing credit on your business, guess what? They will want to approve you for more. That's what they're in the business of doing, giving you more. They get more in return off of interest. They're able to help themselves. They help you in the process. So make sure you have a business checking account, because that will also improve your chances. Not a personal account you use for business, but like a Chase business checking account, wherever you're banking with. So make sure that's something that you have. Account management, as we saw, no annual fee, similar to that. And that's with Chase Inc. I did write a few notes down here. I have another document that I put it all together myself. So I just want to make sure that you have everything. So I wrote some of these things down, and there is this part that I want to focus on. But before that, I want to make sure that I covered this. Yes, I did. And see over here. For the majority, and this goes for all types of business credit cards, this is not the only exception with Chase, but you want to have minimal inquiries. I mean, less than 3 hard inquiries, at least in the last 6 months. And there's the 524 rule with Chase. So if you applied for 5 or more personal credit cards, we're not saying just business, we're saying personal credit cards in the last 24 months, then it's going to be a bit difficult for you to get approved for a Chase card. So you may have to wait after those 24 months, and they take their relationship very serious. So with Chase being one of the best that I recommend, that'll help you grow over time. And over here, yes, I believe I've covered that. I'm not touching too much upon right now 100% on the corporate credit side, but you can get over 100 up to 250,000 plus corporate credit. And that's a circumstance where there may not be a PG involved. There may not be a social security number having to be given. With a lot of these, especially if it's your first time getting a business credit card and your revenue, if that's a factor, if it is, if it's not, it's still likely the same thing. You're expected to provide your social security number. And the way you mitigate that risk for yourself, because you want to be seen, you want to be looked at as eligible as you can without taking a knock, perhaps, because social security numbers are a way for us to verify your personal credit and to see how you're performing there. That's a big reason we also ask for it when you're getting a business loan or of any nature. So to mitigate that, to kind of get away from it, I mean, you're personally liable. That's why there are personal guarantees with a lot of these, no matter what. And how you get away from those is like you become a valued customer with them. And over time, as you increase your limits, they may not have to require a personal guarantee, especially with those corporate credit cards that won't require a social security number or a PG. So make sure you have all that. And a lot of the times, that's what will allow you to apply with an EIN number. So now that we're over that one, let's go to our next one. Let's refresh the page here. So you have the Amex or American Express Blue Business Cash Card, where you get to earn $250,000. And this is a great one to look into, one that I strongly recommend, perhaps a potential amount up to 60,000 for the card or so. And this again comes back to, can you multiply your business credit cards and then liquidate, take cash, and then use that as an investment for working capital, for what you need to purchase an equipment for, more equipment, products, services, inventory. I tell business owners this all the time. You are looking for a business loan, if you're looking for an advance out there, you're looking for quick, fast money, it does exist. It'll come with a higher cost, higher interest, but you just have to understand that. Hey, let me open this. Oh, gets a little bit. I have the HP lighting on, so sometimes it goes in and out with the lighting. But what I tell business owners is make sure that you are set up business structure wise. And I'll try to leave more information down below in that business credit building video series as well. You'll see more about how to get set up. But to leverage, everybody wants something, right? I'm looking for 80,000 to start my business, or I'm looking for at least 80,000 to purchase a piece of equipment, and I need to get some payroll stuff going, the operational expenses. I have inventory or marketing expenses, whatever it is that amounted to 80,000. Well, if you would have been building your business credit as well as getting access to credit lines through multiple business credit cards, you would already have, if not surpassed, 80,000. And you can build this and get access to more limits in about some cards, 3 months, other ones more realistically 6+ months. And down the road, you have business credit. So now you're adding all this together and you have over 100 to 150,000 worth. You needed that vehicle for which was what, 100,000. You just needed a down payment. So we look for a merchant cash advance, or we look for a personal loan or a different situation. You can apply towards that. And then you have things on savings on the back end, your business ROI, you're generating more revenue because of all this. Wow, you just saved yourself a lot of time. And those terms may not seem as attractive to you to initiate, or you have to at least start somewhere and build up. You can't expect everything without starting somewhere. And it's the same thing when you're looking at business credit cards. So the Blue Business Cash Card here, APR, 0% introductory APR on purchases for 12 months from the date of account opening. When you do that, after that, your APR will be a variable of 16.99 to 24.99%. Somewhat similar to what we saw on Chase, based on your credit worthiness and other factors as determined at the time of your account opening. How you earn 2% cash back. Now that's the difference, 1.5, 2.5, you have 2.5s on the other, on everyday eligible business purchases up to 50K per year. And every business credit card, just so you know, you usually get a hard pull for your very first one. And with Amex, over time, it doesn't have to be. It could be initiated at a soft. And so you have to understand what credit cards you are getting, and that a lot of them will require you a hard pull. Social security number needs to be provided, a personal guarantee, until you get to that point where you can just leverage your EIN. And I'm going to leave more information down below on certain ways to do that. But if you're looking at perhaps a secured business credit card, that's another route you can take with more of a damp on your personal credit. Maybe a personal credit check isn't always a requirement with certain cards. So those are things to look at. First National Bank is one of them. You have Capital One, Quicksilver, and then Discover it as a few for the secured side of the equation. That'll help you. Now, going over to this, again, buy above your credit limit with expanded buying power, the rewards, cash back. We just went over that. 2% on all cash back on all eligible purchases up to 50,000 per calendar year. Then 1% cash back earned is automatically credited to your statement, so you don't have to worry about that doing yourself manually. Travel, car rental loss and damage experience. So I don't speak enough right now on travel rewards. These things, just think about it. Not only with American Express, wouldn't you want to travel and have those rewards on hand that you can leverage, save, do more with, get access to, take those trips you wanted fully, more time on? So a lot of people, they get you on, okay, well, yeah, we can come in here and get you access to funds and use them how you need to, but the reward programs to a lot of these are what separate personal and business, and just understanding how much leverage you get with this and how much you can actually increase to over time. So that's a huge thing. As a card member, you can be covered for damage or theft of a rental vehicle in a covered territory when you use your eligible card to reserve and pay for the entire rental and decline the collision damage waiver, CDW, at the rental company counter. Global Assist Home, sometimes the unexpected happens when you travel. If passport is lost, you come down with a sudden illness, a lawyer is needed. Being a card member can make things easier. Global Assist Hotline can help you prepare for your trip with customs information and more. And there's a lot more to that. And while you're traveling more than 100 miles from home, coordination and assistance services such as lost passport, replacement assistance, translation services, and there's a plethora of them more if you just look through that. Expense management tools, you get employee cards similar, connect to QuickBooks, right? Seamless integrations that can help you keep track of everything. Online statements, account manager, account alerts, year-end summary, vendorpaybill.com, American Express app, and then apply today and get a decision in as little as 30 seconds. So you can see a lot of these online, going into your banking institution, doing it a few steps. So if I were to click here, apply in minutes and get a decision in seconds. And so welcome here. Here's the offer. Enter your business information, legal, business name on the card, company doing business as, and just a few bits of more information as you see there, federal tax ID number, home address, some personal information there that's required. So personal there, and you see your business information. And again, like I said, having your structure of your business, the business name, everything up to the point where you've opened up a business checking account with your banking institution, and then you can be better eligible. I'm not going to say you wouldn't be, but it's going to help get you in the door much easier. Eligibility is going to help on top of your personal credit. With that, it does a lot. With a lot of the Amex cards, you tend to see a range of like 700 and above, 740 realistically to get approved for a lot of these cards. Can it be less? Perhaps with the certain situation, but more so with the 740 and above. These are more of those premium platinum. This is what ultimately you want to build into and have on hand. If you get up to 60,000 or whatever that case may be, you have that on top of a Chase card. Maybe there's a Wells Fargo card. Maybe it's a secured card from Wells Fargo. But there's a variety of them. Now, that's one of them. Now, let me come over here. We got to already see this more or less similar. Intro APR with the same thing. Blue Cash Everyday card and 0% for on the balance transfers for 15 months from the date of account opening, then variable APR 17.74 to 28.74%. So it's a little bit slightly higher on that. $0 buy now, pay later into option, 3% cash back on groceries, 3% on US online retail purchases, 3% cash back on gas. And there's a little bit more there. So we're going to quickly go through some of these. The Amex Everyday Preferred Credit Card, intro APR 0% intro APR there. As you see, APR from 17.74 to 28.74%, $300 cashback after you spent $3,000 on that. And you see the Amex preferred card here. Amex Everyday Preferred Credit Card, annual fee 95, intro APR slightly lower, 16.74 to 26.74. This one here, it's at 12 months. Date of the account opening, 3x points on groceries, gas, 1x on purchases. And then if we go over here, you know, I could look through more of them as we keep going. APRs though, you see that it's not starting that way. Excuse me, 0% intro annual fee for the first year, the $99. I should say that there. And then we have more, you know, there's a gold card, there's this and that. But we're gonna quickly go through this, and I'll try to leave other ones down below if possible. See as we go here. And again, all information will be down below in the description, so make sure you visit that. Now, another one here, we have the US Bank Business Platinum card, and you have 0% introductory for APR for 18 months, billing cycles. And this one, a lot of the times you like to see about a 650 plus FICO credit score, and that's where you can get into the lower range. So I always say, just a good rule of thumb, you want to have at least a 680 and above. A 650, yes, can get you in the door. Better credit, we have to look at that. A hard pull, we have to see what you're doing. And if there's a little less of a limit that you get, I mean, yes, not every card is going to be the same. You may be a business owner who already has established business credit. You have enough money in the account sitting there, and you've been a user for a long time. You have that relationship. You ask for that increase in about 6 months or so. And if you haven't been approved for what you can get, you can go back in there and dispute or send them an email, phone call, if so, and say, hey, I've been a user here and I saw that I was approved for this amount, but I believe it should have been at this. You know, there's a chance for you to get into that and look, and they can look it over with certain circumstances on it. So 650 and above, and that's what you can expect here. Now let me move up here a little bit. 15.74 to 24.74%. Key benefits: enjoy competitive introductory rates, purchasing power, and business control. So a lot of this you can probably expect up to 50,000 limits. So again, you even get 10,000 here. You got another 10,000 there. You got another 5,000 there. You're at 20 to 30,000, wherever it is. You may be higher, and you just needed $12,000 for that repair. Okay, so you take that and you can use it, or if you're already over leveraging yourself and you want to find other ways of doing it, there's business funding in terms of business loans. So frequently asked questions. I mean, I'll try to link you to these down below, if possible there. See, there's a little bit more of them, but we won't cover these ones. Just know that that right there is on the table. Go here, learn more. Enjoy a low intro APR until 2024 as the time of me making this video. Awards and accolades for platinum, low annual fees, dedicated service, and Visa spend clarity. I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. For a lot of the times, you can get these even up for 18 months, as you see there, billing cycle. And I covered that, 650 for the US Bank. One thing I do want to make mention of is if you're looking for fleet cards, you know, there's retail cards, there's a lot of different purposes. Sometimes you have to build your way into that, especially when you're building business credit and how you're starting with lower tier. Tier one is what we like to call them. Vendor credit, like the Ulines, the Grangers of the worlds, and then you're building into more over time. And then you're going with Amazon. Perhaps there's lines of credit involved in those places, but some of them are like Axel, Wex, ExxonMobil. There are more of them actually that I have on my mind right now. But if you are perhaps in the trucking space, maybe you are in construction for vehicles and different types of equipment, and you're looking for fleet gas cards, you're looking to save on fuel and other things, other expenses, then those are great ones. I may leave another video down below in time, maybe not now, but you can check that out. And if you'd like to learn more, get in contact with me. So less than 3 hard inquiries, I already covered that. If approved for that. Higher fees, Chase card, Business Inc. credit cards, a lot of the times 50 to 100K. If 50K, a lot of them they can cap out at 50K. and I covered that. Okay, let me see here. No PGs. Some of those being like Brex, Corporate Card, Sam's Club, Business MasterCard, SVB, Innovators, Fleets. I covered that already. So now let me see what I have here. I believe I have one more. Now this is another one. I'm gonna want to kind of give you guys a bonus here. Spark 1.5% cash select. Your credit level needs to be good, good enough there. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on your for your business on every purchase everywhere. No limits or category restrictions. This is a huge one that I've invested in, and it's a great one to look at. You may not get always the highest limit with these, especially lower Spark cards, where you may be starting at a minimum of 500, or you just can cap out at 500 realistically. Like this one, you can perhaps start at a minimum of 2,000 and go up. But here you see 1.5% unlimited rewards, earn unlimited of that, $0 annual fee, 0% intro purchase for 12 months. Then it's 18.99% to 26.99% variable APR based on your credit worthiness. So it goes back to that whole personal credit worthiness and then your business credit. And then if that's established, how far do we look into that? What do you already have open and using is primarily what they're looking at. What is anything derogatory showing? What have you cleared up and cleaned up? Those inquiries, anything that shouldn't be, that will disable from getting you the best option and even getting approved for any of it, let alone the amount of funding that you can get. So minimum payment, your payment will be greater of $15 or 1% of your balance plus new interest, late payment fees, and past due dates. Rewards your way. You can see that and see how much you can earn based on your monthly spending. If we move this over here to 95,000 in monthly spending, your business could earn $17,100 cash back annually. So that's a great benefit. Automatic payments, $0 fraud liability, year-end summaries, account managers, purchase records, and virtual card numbers. View all business benefits. You can see that. What should you know before you apply? 10-minute application. It takes about 10 minutes to apply, and you'll get a decision in seconds. Business owner information. You'll need to know legal name, addresses, and social security numbers for all business owners. Business owner information, gather your legal business name, address, and business tax ID TIN. So apply for that. You see this? And this is what it'll look like. If I didn't show you the one for Chase there, let's click. This is a different one now that we're looking at. But we're to click here. And a lot with the capital ones, it can fluctuate. You'll see a 650 for certain ones. Other ones you want to have at least like a 700 plus, a minimum of 2,000 with like a lot of these select cash cards from Spark is a higher amount of credit is what you're looking for. So I covered that. Secured cards, I went over it. I made sure I covered that with you. But this is what it would look like. Similar to the other ones, personal and business information, legal name, desired business name on the card, the EIN number. So make sure you have that. The tax ID type, individual tax ID 10, social security number. You see that? You can apply with your EIN. Number of employees, business phone number, and everything underneath that. Estimated monthly spending, pricing information. You see that, my Chase loan APR, balance transfer fees. And you see a little bit of that going on. Annual membership, terms and conditions. We all go through this and then agree, and then there should be a quicker turnaround. Now, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. We went over those. Now, let's see this one, Capital One. We looked at a Capital One applying. There's more Capital One cards too, just so you know. Over here, I have this credit line hybrid review blog post, and I may have a video too. So look for this down below to get into the credit line program, where you can realistically look at getting unsecured business financing up to 150,000. And you can leverage like this business credit cards, multiple ones, Chase, Capital One. Perhaps you have secured credit cards with like Wells Fargo and other ones out there. But you have a combination of them and you can decide how you can use the best fit. And again, make sure you're using this as good debt, not as bad debt. Those of you who are using it for inappropriate means and don't really have a good return, or just are using it in a tight pinch where it's going to bite you later down the road, understand this, please, because I do this every day and I deal with it. And I do have my own credit cards, so I know how I need to be leveraging them for my multiple businesses that I run, not only just this one. So I'll leave this article down below with the credit line hybrid that are more or less already explained with business credit cards, but how you can get access to it and get an actual system. Even if you're a startup, if I didn't mention this, this is the best program to get into as a complete startup. Yes, you can leverage your 401k, IRA, you can do a HELOC, there's cash out refinances, crowdfunding. The list goes on and on. Angel investors, SBA loan, SBA grants, perhaps, the SSBCI program, State Small Business Credit Initiative. I'll leave a lot of information for that down below, as well as other alternatives. But a true startup program, if you have no revenue, no documentation, literally no bank statements needs to be given or nothing like that, and you have a proven system, you have me by your side to help you along the way with my team who's been vetted and they work extremely well, the best in this industry. If you'd like to learn more of that, I'll leave this article down below, as well as another form that you can access or another page where it'll go over this so you can check it out. But no doc program, no introductory rates, revolving line. You can pull cash out, use that money as you choose. You can combine this with other services. As I said, you have term loan, lines of credit, business lines of credit. If you're looking for an alternative to a credit line with business credit cards, there are true business lines of credit. And I do these deals every single day. And they work extremely well because you can take out as much as you need and only use what you need. And then once it's done, it goes back into the original amount. So if you took 100,000 that you got approved for and you took out 10,000 of that, pay that off. There's a balance, there's a withdrawal fee, and then there's the principal plus the interest that we can calculate over an amortized weekly, monthly, sometimes even daily, but a lot of the times you see weekly and monthly with these. So make sure you understand what you're doing by filling out the questionnaire, which I'll show you in a moment down below. You can combine this with other services. As the economy changes, you'll have to be ready. Like, don't scramble for funds. You should already be getting access. If you don't already have access to credit cards that are on the business side, what are you doing? Like, this is now the time to differentiate personal and business. Don't mix the two. Make sure you're using your business credit for your business, personal for other purposes. Yeah, you can combine and you can use it if you don't have business credit. I get that you are always leveraging your personal credit. You didn't have a use for business credit the way you were getting paid, your business is structured. But that's not a way of answering that I shouldn't have a credit card, that I never should have looked for one. You should always have one regardless, at least one. And if you're building that limit on that one, great. But get access to multiple ones. And so unsecured financing, no doc program, you get lightning fast processes. You can get interest rates as low as 0%, 24-hour pre-approval, 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. But to get into a program like this, you have to have strong credit. Like, you want to have 680 above on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. And you're leveraging your personal credit to get inside. And I'll leave more information on the details down below. Maybe I'll cover it right now. But business credit can also be used to help you qualify. Flexibility, you can use the funds to do what you need to do for your business. Even startup businesses can qualify. Non-startups, jump on this. True no doc financing program, no upfront application fee. Application to funding, it's in 3 weeks or less. Credit approvals up to 150,000 per individual. Corporate credit, we're looking at perhaps more. No collateral requirements. Ability to use credit partners to qualify if needed. The whole guarantor part, yeah, if your credit is less than desirable, have somebody else that they can trust you with, and that return, you're going to be helping them. Now, I don't want to get into how you flip and move trade lines and all that and buying trade lines. I don't recommend buying trade lines and doing all of that. So just be very careful of it. Qualifications for stuff like this, 680 plus credit on all consumer credit bureaus. If you need me to help you, look at your personal credit, if so, business credit, whatever that may be, soft pull check, how you're ever your credit monitoring. That's something that I can look at too. I used to ask for credit reports, especially when I was looking for helping people get a business loan in advance ahead of time, so I can see what you have and how could this affect you. It's not always something that I ask for, especially these days, not a lot. And it's something that we may do already in the process. So it'll come along in it, whether it's a soft and or a hard. So under 40% utilization on all revolving accounts, a credit card with 3 years, 3 years old with a $5,000 limit must be a primary card. Under 40%, as I said, no more than 4 unsecured accounts opened in the last 12 months, no more than 4 to 6 inquiries per bureau in the last 6 months, preferably less, no bankruptcies within the last 7 years, no open unpaid collections, liens, or judgments. And there's a process there. Very simple. I'll leave more information on this down below. So I'm going to conclude now. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm looking over here on my notes that I wrote down. We went over, how do you use your EIN? There are ways with Chase, and there are ways when you're looking at corporate credit cards instead of just using your social security number, but you have to have that You have to earn it, is in other words. Your revenue, your business credit, like these things factor in, especially when there's no PGs involved and there are other components to it. And maximizing how much you get, that goes a long ways and it can happen much faster. And using your business credit, you want to do that because it shows the reporting agencies, like when you do use it, as well as the credit issuers, like, okay, they're using a credit and this is what we're getting on our return. So they'll want to lend you more. So make sure you are a good user and good standing. And we talked about this here, the no PG Brex and a few of the other ones. Let me come back here to my notes over here. We spoke about the different cards like the Chase Business Unlimited credit card of a 660 plus credit score. A lot of the times you see 700, but for 12 months, you can look at getting up to 50,000, if not 100,000. Sometimes they do cap out at that. So make sure you're aware of it. Amex, you want to have stronger credit a lot of the time, 700 and above, if not 740. You're looking at 0% for 12 months at about 60,000 on one of those more multiple cards. You add them together, boom, they keep adding. US Bank, 650 and above. Other ones, they may require more, higher, 150,000 for 50,000 for 0% for 18 months. Capital One, 640 plus higher. If you have a 700 plus, better, it improves your odds of getting more funding. Minimum amount could be about 2,000 starter accounts. Lesser Capital One cards, can be at about 500 a cap. So I'll cover that. Secured cards like First National Bank, Capital One, Quicksilver, Discover It, and then corporate cards apply with your EIN. No PG a lot of the times. And then that's based upon your company finances and your credit score, also business credit support. Some of that. So let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I didn't, and I will show you guys this form. Let's give it 1 second to load. So I'm going to leave this down below in the description. It may actually send you to this form first, so I can differentiate whether you're a startup or not. So you can select from one of the two options there. It'll look like that, more or less. A non-startup business with 3+ months in business, startup business with less than 3 months in business. And I'm going to select this one just to show you. They'll look somewhat similar, but it differentiates how I communicate with you on the back end. I want to make sure I'm giving you the best information. So it'll walk you through the process there if you want to see how it works. But I give you a free 6-step pro lending checklist on top of getting a personalized and customized email response for your best funding option and options thoroughly broken down. Whether you can qualify for something or not, boom, it's big. Numbers broken down if possible. You'll see that. And an application, a lot of the times you can get started there. I can ask for information a certain way, or other ways I'll say, hey, you can upload it this way and we'll get it in our backend. Or I prefer it done this way. But here's the documentation, here's the application if necessary, here's the lender and or brokerage, and what I recommend is best and why I show it to you the way that I show it to you. So make sure you fill this out, and I can also send you this content in that email, and as well as more on business credit building and credit lines. So that'll be down below in the description. Now, that is going to conclude this video. If you got value out of this, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who you feel will get value out of it. It can be a complete stranger, a friend, or a family member. I would greatly appreciate that you do. And so there are more business credit cards out there, of course. I didn't cover all of them. I only covered about 3 to 4, 3 to 5, actually multiple, because I showed you more underneath one. And so look down below for that credit line hybrid program. I also released a business funding mastery academy course where it'll show you A to Z how to get business funding, not only with business credit, but more so on the business loan side of the equation. Like, what are the different types of services? And this can be a conjunction. So I'll show you what you need to do. Who do you need to become to be the person in your business who then acquires the right type of financing and is not being misled, being mistreated, being sent down the wrong direction, because you get all of these emails, people texting you, calling you every day, messaging you. You just go, oh, I just had to select something. You end up getting scammed, or something else happens where you're just not happy. You're fed up with it. You're overpromised, underdelivered. You can't trust them. Your social security number is at risk. You're on the dark web. I see all these things. I see all these cases every single day. I'm not just saying that just to say it. I've received business funding myself through multiple ways. One of those here being business credit cards, business loans, advances, blah, blah, blah. Government funding, been there, done that. So if you want to get it from the best and an expert, look down below, fill out that questionnaire is what I would immediately start with. I'll send you the credit line hybrid down below, and as also in that email. But that is everything for myself. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. That is it. Take care.